Yo, what's happening, fam? GM. How we doing today? Happy Wednesday. It is Hump Day. That means we're going to talk about some Web3 gaming, Web3 gaming coins, games you should play, coins you should invest in. I think that's always fun and big opportunities right now. Modern Canadian, he's up here. He alerted us to an opportunity that holy smokes, did we miss out on that? But we'll wait for a retracement. But what's up, man? How are you doing? Talk to us about that one.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Getting I've got we'll get to that in a few minutes, I suppose. I'm good, man. Mike, I am trying to drink as much vitamin C and orange juice as I can. I brought a whole jug with me today. That's my goal. I was telling Turbo before we got started here today. We were on the stream chatting. Which he'll be in the car today. He's on his way to go do something. So not on the live stream today, but you still can check it out. We are live streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. You can go to web3breakfast.com to find that out. But so I was telling Turbo, I was playing with my daughter last night, and she's been battling like this cold, like this snotty nose for a couple days now. And so we were playing, and I lifted her up, and then all of a sudden, like the Matrix, like I see this drop fall right into my mouth, and it was like poisonous snake venom that was so concentrated. Within literally like 5 minutes, I was on the couch with like a pounding headache and a stuffy nose, and like I thought I was down for the count. So I just started slamming vitamin C packets. I don't know if you guys remember Terry Schiavo. I will keep my doses. I won't go that high, but I am going to take as much vitamin C as possible because tomorrow's a big day. We got the road trip down to Miami. Super excited for it.
Yeah, my daughter is going to school now, and she got sick, and I've been sick for over a month.
Little snakes, man. They got the little venom.
That's fucking brutal.
Oh man, hey, Modern Canadian, I did get I can't pull your video.
Like I made that video for that basketball game for Turbo, and like I'm watching the video, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so plugged up. You can hear it in my voice.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. But we're gonna get there, man. I feel great. I have a really good immune system. So I mean, maybe not because this thing literally hit me immediately, but I'm feeling a ton better than I was last night. That's for sure.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. Modern, can you hear Turbo?
I can't hear Turbo.
Oh, one of you guys should pop down.
Yeah, it might be me. Let me
come back because switch off the Wi-Fi.
I mean, because I can hear.
Okay.
Now the question is, who could the audience hear? Because I could hear Turbo and Mike.
So I think the audience gets to hear everybody. Like when we can't hear each other, they can still hear everything, and it's like really funny at the bottom because you can hear both sides, and it's like always like really funny. Like, hey, you can't hear this person? That's like the greatest part of Twitter. Oh man, what a Monday, Jay! What a Monday, huh?
Yeah, Monday. It's like Groundhog Day. But it's today is it is every day. I forget every day is Monday until we get to Friday. Except for I feel like tomorrow's kind of like a Friday, right? I mean, it's exciting enough that we're gonna, we'll be in the car all day, so we're not in the office. We're not sitting behind a screen. We'll be creating content. We'll be chit-chatting. We'll be talking about Art Basel, making our plans. We got a lot of things going on for the weekend. I did put out a post if anybody knows anybody or any projects. Obviously, we'd have to do a quick vet just to make sure they, wasn't a two scam. But I wouldn't expect anybody's part of a scam here. I would expect. So we've got sponsorship stuff going to the printer today to get the step and repeat banner. And then we're also, we decided we're doing a pizza party and a movie screening on Friday. What am I thinking? Friday is when we eat pizza here. And so that's something that is available. So if you know any projects, any Web3 companies that are looking to get some exposure, this is a perfect opportunity for them. I know it's last minute, but that's, sometimes you find, some people that are really looking forward to, having a presence at an event like this. So let us know. That was a quick piece.
Let us know for sure. Yeah, that was great, man. I was thinking too, like on this road trip, man, we're going to be talking about everything on this road trip, man. It's going to be some great conversations. I'm excited. to get in the car with you guys, because it's like we say it all the time, like the energy's not the same, like when you're not together. When we're all together and our energy's pumping, and you look across the room, you know what I'm saying, and you see, like your partner there in crime, and it's like there's just nothing like it, So I know once we're together full time, it won't be like a Monday every day. Every day will be like a Friday. What does eat pizza every day, Jay? We just eat pizza every day.
Pizza every day down in Nashville. So we'll reward the loyals that are here to talk about the Chop Shop with us. Yeah, moving the old operation out to Nashville. Going to be doing that. I don't know, sometime in the early part of next year. So Nashville, here we come, baby. So long, Georgia.
See you later.
How far of a move is that for you guys?
What's that?
How far of a move is that for you guys?
It's like 3 hours. It's not really that far. But
that's not that bad.
Yeah, but there's a big concentrated effort for the Bitcoin community to establish themselves there, and I feel like no matter what we ever try to do, even back at the Hit Network days, no matter what we did, like we were way too far out of Atlanta. Atlanta was never our town. I don't really think that this is the place where eventually we would have to set up, but we'll see about all the other things that are going on. But Nashville, I think, is really important again for the whole crypto ecosystem, specifically with what they got going on with the Bitcoin City and all that stuff. So we'll see. Maybe that will Grateful. Too bad Grateful's not here, because maybe that's where I get into some ordinals, is with some Bitcoin people in Nashville.
Oh, bro, Nashville is gonna be so lit. I'm so happy. Like, I finally get to lay my hat. I get to lay my hat down and finally lock in. I'm so happy about that, man. Living on the road has been quite the journey. So I am so happy. Of course, I got this is where my mentor's at. He has a lot of connections here. Big in the real estate game and other stuff. So it's just gonna be a great expansion, man. So I am just over the moon. Can't wait for everybody to get to Nashville, because dude, I'm telling you, this place is not like any other place in America. I have been all over the world. Nashville is different, man. Like, everyone's just so even when they're mean, they're friendly. They're like, "Oh, God bless you.
Oh, bless your heart.
Bless your little heart. Bless your heart. Bless your little heart.
Bless that little heart."
Damn, man. I mean, I want to be insulted like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take that all day.
So
this
kind.
is great here.
I love that. I love your positivity about that. Let's see here. There we go. We'll bring up the if you guys watching the YouTube there, just bringing up the old screen just to show everybody that's chit-chatting here with us today on the space. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Well, I mean, we could get into this gaming conversation, because I feel like that's the hot topic, right? I mean,
yeah,
we're gonna have like 9 hours of Chop Shop tomorrow, so we should save our throats. Well, we should. or speaking.
Save our throats.
What are you guys doing in your Chop Shop?
Take that and rewind it back. Take that and rewind it back. Yeah, so we've got a long, remember we talked about this the other day. We've got we'll be hosting it's like a 10-hour drive down to Miami, right, from Atlanta. So I think we're going to leave tomorrow about 6 a.m. And that's going to be a long Twitter space, and so we're going to have to find a lot of things to converse about. So what I was saying was we could save our speaking voices for tomorrow as far as Chop Shop goes, and we could get straight into the meat and the potatoes of today, and that's talking about gaming, gaming coins, games people are playing. I know the shrapnel thing's blowing up. There's also something else that's blowing up. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I got to be honest out the gate. I'm gonna tell myself, man, and I feel terrible about this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it really is bothering me, eating me up inside. Okay. But I have not watched the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer yet. I didn't watch it yet, and I know everybody's going crazy. Cause, man, I hate when people are like, "Oh my God, it's gonna be so amazing, but you have to see this thing right now. It's incredible." Then I'm always like, I don't want to see it yet. Yeah. So I know. I know Jake. I know. I see Jacob down there. I know, bro. I'm gonna check it out. Everybody said this is the future.
I haven't seen it yet either. I do know that I read in something that it's not coming out until 2025. right? Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what they say in the
article?
It
seems like so they
yes, 2025.
They put this shirt in the game a couple, like, I don't remember how long ago it was, and it had like this code around the entire artwork, and inside of the coding was the release date, and they think they found the actual or not the release date, the trailer date and the release date. I think they found the trailer date. It's 4/1/25.
I mean, that's April Fool's Day. No one believes that.
I mean, you never know. They really, it's the fucking joke's on us, man. 2025, I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to change the way we look at everything.
Well, I mean, there's the strong potential for it to be the metaverse of all metaverses, right? They've been working on these partnerships. It's the style game where, right? I think we've talked about this before. If you go into like the Walmart in the game because they've got a partnership with Walmart, and like you get something, like it'll show up at your door. Like, isn't that?
Yeah, I heard. They've been working on this game since 2012.
Right.
They've been having like little, like, I mean, who knows what kind of craziness that they're going to put in the game, but like it could be Ready Player One in the easiest form that we know of right now. Everybody isn't used to the VR headset. Everybody but everybody's used to get Grand Theft Auto, and I think the push, like, to put the original trilogy on Netflix right now to get everybody like used to the idea of Grand Theft Auto being in your everyday life, that is going to be nuts, because it is going to be. People are going to go to Grand Theft Auto to go, knock out X, Y, and Z to get paid this or get sent this to their house. That's the kind of shit that I see happening.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, especially too if you think about like rewards, like the marketing rewards. It's already something that a lot of companies are doing, right? Like I use a company called Super, and it's like an app for like hotel rooms, and I always get like super cheap rooms, but then I get credits, like they give me credits for like their partner programs and stuff, and so I've racked in like $400 or $500 in partner programs. I've been able to pick up some gift cards. I've gotten some discounts on my stays and stuff like that. But they offer these things, like these little missions, like, hey, go play this game with my partner, and we'll give you another $10, or go do this and we'll give you 20. I mean, bro, this like streamlines that entire process, and it's an easy, simple click out from there, right? Like the Chuck E. Cheese kind of version of doing the metaverse is the way, and it gets you away from all the securities issues, right? With because it's just literally a reward for playing the game. So
get your Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Think that get your Chuck E. Cheese tokens, your schmeckles.
So okay, so then now let's be like realistically thinking here. With that being said, knowing that this game's not coming out until 2025, that puts us, maybe somewhere near the peak of the bull run or somewhere thereabouts, right? What are we gonna do until then? What do we do next year? Is that the RWA?
Oh my god!
I mean, obviously you got to be DCAing into your gaming coins once they come. I mean, all that stuff. But like that's gonna bring Web3 gaming to the map, unless something else does. Which, I mean, who knows?
Well, you got Illuvium, you got Shrapnel, the game that we just sent over for Modern to check out, which was the League of
Infinite Victory.
Yeah, Infinite Victory. That's it. I keep calling it League of Legends. Infinite Victory, which was like a beautiful like NBA Jam game. Games are coming to life now, right? Like the last bull market was all about what we could do, what was going to happen, and all the people who couldn't perform, they've shaken out. So now we're moving into projects that are starting to come out, right? And I think it's actually going to kind of be in our benefit for Grand Theft Auto to come out in a year, because it's going to give our ecosystem a year to have some games to actually try and to test and see how this is going to work. And
dude, this was a flag for Grand Theft Auto 6. This was Grand Theft Auto 6 telling everybody, look, guys, you better catch up now. You have a year to fucking do it. And if you don't, we are going to own gaming. That's literally what they did. They put it out. They said, here we are. Here's where we're at. We know you're nowhere fucking close to where we're at, but here's just a little bit of maybe some kind of hope that you might get there. That's pretty much what they did. And I was dying. Like, I mean, it's not a very long trailer, but it gives so much to what the game is going to be, because literally it looks like real life in Miami. Like, I can't even explain to you like what the gameplay is going to be like, because it is like real life. It's real life. Like just the interactions in the trailer, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I literally watched the trailer like 12 times because I was like, there's no way that anybody can touch this game right now, and they know it. That's why they released this trailer.
So I
did you see the
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't see the trailer, but I did see like a news thing this morning, or like a new fun thing, whatever. And it was someone comparing that, you know, the devs of the game got real life Florida to a T almost, where like some of the scenes where it was like the comparison to the alligator, the lady twerking on the car, or whatever. Like I saw that. But
the lady with the hammers, dude. I almost when I saw the lady with the hammers, I was like, oh my god, I remember seeing this video. This is crazy. Like they took Florida and made it a video game.
Like I wonder if like can they use AI? Because we saw with NVIDIA, right? And I would assume that these companies are somehow working together, but we saw with NVIDIA how they integrated the AI into that thing where, you know, the NPC was basically did how, you know, the conversation went. It wasn't predetermined or preloaded like most games are. Now, do you think that we can integrate AI?
I mean, it's like they have the mods for Skyrim right now where you have a companion that you talk to the entire time. You don't even have to type it. It literally comes through your mic and they talk to you. Like it's the craziest mod already.
It was partnered with ChatGPT.
Right. I could imagine that they have Rockstar has their own version of ChatGPT in the game that literally like has everything that you do, and it knows where you are. It knows how your gameplay. It knows what to throw at you to give you better game experience. Dude, they've built that out. I can feel like the radio stations will have announcers that will give you clues and shit just by your play style. The radio station that you play with, it'll have an AI in the radio station talking to you personally, practically. Wow. It's gonna be nuts, dude.
Yeah, there's no way that they don't have AI in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like when Grand Theft Auto 3, or I think it was either 3 or Vice City, when they had the billboards and you could actually call the 1-800 number and it was that business.
Yeah, it was Vice City. They did it in Grand Theft. It was 3. 3 actually had a few billboards in the game that you could call, and somebody would pick up the phone. It was nuts. That was back in what? When did 3 come out? Like 2000 and fucking 2001. Like they were integrating that shit before. Like
you said, Grand Theft Auto 3. Yeah, 2001.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like, and that was the first 3D Grand Theft Auto, because a lot of people never played the first 2. They were top-down fucking run around, blow them ups, dude. That was like, you know, they completely leaped into a different realm of gaming back then. And I don't know who thought these things up, or you know, or putting all this shit together, but they've been developing this for 10 years, watching the world for 10 years, going, we're going to put this whole life, this whole crazy world that we see is going into this video game, and no one's going to be able to live without
it. Like that. GM, Mama Bear, how are you?
GM, James. I'm good, guys. I disagree. Because I've seen a couple of things that people are doing on the, you know, the backside of some of these Web3 games. And I've seen some of the graphics that they're building. I've seen them at 25% baking on the final render. And the final render on them is photorealistic. And it's photorealistic in 3D and in real time. So you're able to walk through it, and then the game interacts with you. So I've seen a lot of stuff already. So I think the fact that it's Grand Theft Auto, I think, has a lot of hype to it itself. The fact that it's got the raunch factor, right? And all of the, whatever you want to call it, right? I don't live that way. So I have to just say it's got a lot of street. But when the other stuff that's already out there, it is building. And so with all of the improvements that ChatGPT and AI and all of that is doing, it's helping people build better, more realistic, and go farther faster. And they will have faster turnarounds than what Grand Theft Auto is already purported to be giving us. So I disagree a little bit, but you know, of course I would.
That's absolutely all right. We like that. We like everybody having different opinions.
You know, Mama, you bring up a really good point about the raunch factor, right, of Grand Theft Auto, because
Rug.
I think you're rugging, Turbo.
The ruggler.
Oh no, it was a rugitis.
In a world of rugs, there's only one rug that rugged us all, and that is Turbo Made It. The Ruggler coming out.
Dude, he really
December.
rugged hard. He ain't coming back at all.
Man,
oh, there he is.
He didn't even try to defend himself there. There he is.
The Ruggler. No, I was going to say that Mama Bear, you made a really good point about the raunch factor, that it really comes down in the gameplay with Grand Theft Auto. I mean, outside of the storyline obviously, had some drugs and some innuendos and some things in the actual storyline itself. But the majority of the shit that you can get into in Grand Theft Auto is user created. Like the user gets that, go out and do this. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's what has allowed Grand Theft Auto to kind of like fly under the radar of like, because there was a time when every game was being attacked. Call of Duty's making kids crazy. Mortal Kombat's making kids crazy. They kind of talked about Grand Theft Auto and just like hushed it, like let that one go, let that one go.
Do you think?
Yeah.
But do you think though that making it available to someone like the ability to pull over on the side of the road in this stolen vehicle that you've like driven over 100 people now to pick up a hooker and then you pull it into a dark alley and then you watch the car bounce up and down, like that's like, and that's promoted, right? So like that's giving that raunch factor like a place to live and breathe because obviously people like, they like it or they want it or whatever, or the kids think it's funny or, whatever, why that's in there, but it's built into it. So like, that means that like they do want that to happen.
There have been raunch factors since Atari, man. Like, go look up the porn games for Atari. So, I mean, I think it's really funny because graphics will obviously give that factor of like realness to it. But like Turbo said, it's all user based. Like you can be the best fucking Grand Theft. You could stop at every stop sign and give to charity in Grand Theft Auto if you wanted to. But it's just you let the beast go in Grand Theft Auto, so you don't do it in real life. Like you let the little simulation take hold and you just do your thing and then get back out and then you're back in the big simulation.
Yeah, you say that. 7 and then you hear those stories like those two idiotic teens and Frank will get to you in 1 second, like those two idiot teens that like ran over their cop like thinking like that they were playing Grand Theft Auto or whatever, like that.
Oh god, yeah, but that's the thing, like that right there, like for people to disassociate like the fact that I did it in the game so I can do it in real life. That's just like you can say that about Mortal Kombat. I used to play Mortal Kombat every day of my life after school.
You never wanted to finish.
Never. I never wanted to finish anybody. I never wanted to take. We were literally next to like a whole scrapyard with just broken glass and sharp objects. We never were like finish him, and somebody went over there and took a fucking and just like sliced somebody up. It never happened. Like we were all still playing Mortal Kombat, having a great time. Like it's just like some people just don't get it. A lot of people don't get it. And I mean, if you take that like to just like. You take your steps in the game. If you take your steps in life, you're going to pay the consequences.
Yeah.
Well, and we also live in a society too, where you know what I'm saying. They probably lawyered up after they ran the kid over, and the lawyer was like, "Well, do your kids play video games?" And they're like, "Hell yeah, Grand Theft Auto every day." And they're like, "Good, okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this, and we're gonna say that it was the game that made you act this way," because no one accepts responsibility. But sorry, Frank.
Frank, go ahead.
Oh, no, I mean, I was my bad. I was trying to look it up, but where the kids be doing down the hallways in the school the Dragon Ball run? What is that? That they
Naruto run. Naruto.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Hey, facts.
What is it?
It's where you run really fast. You put your hands behind your back and you just keep running. You've never seen that run? No.
Oh no. I thought you said like a rooster run. I was like, what's a rooster run? What's it called?
Naruto.
Naruto. Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah. Okay. That's stupid.
Hey, that's part. But I mean, I know what you guys are talking about in real life. But no, I seen the trailer. Somebody told me to look it up last night, and I was like, all right, I'll look it up. And I was just somebody said 2025, and I was like, geez, that's a long time. And to be frank with you, I was real grateful when they said 2025 because I was like, oh my goodness, I expecting us to have to wait like another 5 years. You know, you said GTA, and I was like, oh yeah, that's we still got another 10 years for that. You know, which they was like 2025, and I was like, oh, that's next month in GTA terms.
Yeah, but in crypto, a year is, man. I'll tell you what though, that will be
10 years.
Yeah, but that will be exciting though to be, you know, who knows where we'll be at in the cycle, if we're still on our way up or if we are. I mean, if this is in April of 2025, I gotta think that we're gonna be, you know, towards the top at that point. And I mean, euphoria will be at a freaking all-time high, right?
Can we talk about this Fortnite update though? This Fortnite update super dope.
Talk about it. Let's hear about it.
I mean, I thought it was super dope where, you know, because I was just earning a bunch of V-Bucks just playing the game. So, you know, y'all were talking about earning stuff. You know, I was like over here just trying to earn V-Bucks. You know, I just got second place before I came up here on stage. Nice. That's why it took me a minute. I looked down, I was like, oh shit, it's 9:06. It's time for breakfast. I was like, let me jump in real quick. So I went ahead and jumped into space. I was like, I was just listening. I ended up getting like second place with 12 kills, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's super dope. Like the maneuver and being able to run and like everything, all the mechanics. And you know what they did last season where they made us suffer for a month was because everybody was complaining. Oh, this and oh, that, oh, this. Well, they just took everything out the game for a month. And I was like, y'all like it? How do you like it now? And, you know, they worked on it for a whole month and made it twice as better as what it was before. So I'm super appreciative.
Boom. 7, what you got?
Shit, I was in the middle of fucking taking a hit. So Fortnite's update, but dude, Fortnite's update's so fucking awesome because Fortnite realizes. Actually, let me take that back. In this new update, Epic realized that they needed to create a world because they probably got to see the Grand Theft Auto trailer first. They needed to create a world. Ready Player One is our future. A lot of people don't think so. I do believe so. I think Epic Games knows so because they are creating an entire ecosystem with 4 different games that you can play in the same place. Now, if every other game does this, whatever games that they will have interoperability, and then we will see every token or NFT, whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever they call it, it will be a digital asset that goes from Fortnite to Doom to Halo. There goes my headphone. Anyway, from Fortnite to Doom to Halo to whatever game you play, all of these things will be able, oh, you want to plug in your character to this? Boom, there it is. Oh, you want to plug into your character this? Boom, there it is. And it's going to be to where all of the games are not necessarily forced to do it, but if they want those people to play their game, they will probably make the racing part or the FPS part or the bowling part or the tennis part because everybody will be walking around the plaza saying, hey, you want to go over to Doom World and go battle some fucking some necros with just playing tennis? Just play tennis with some necros instead of shooting them because that's the world we're going to live in.
What's a necro? Is that like a zombie?
It's like the things that you fight in Doom.
Okay. What does anybody know what's going on with DeFi Kingdom? I know like Grady and a bunch of the guys that we know are into this, but like why is this thing pumping 40% the last day? Does anyone know? I was just looking. I guess not. I was looking on CoinMarketCap, looking at the gaming pumpers. Yo, what's happening? Yeah, that one is absolutely ripping in the gaming sector, and I don't know why.
Yeah, well, speaking of ripping, I'm sorry, Mama Bear. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say real quick. I've been talking about the Chrono Forge, and I had my Chrono Forge, and I needed some liquidity, and I looked, and that thing was in the profits, and I said, well, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my profits because I kind of set it up as like a little savings account type thing. I've had some extra money, knew it'd go up. I picked it up for that, and today it's like at like 0.34, like doubled in price after I sold it. But that's okay. I still took profits, and the game still looks absolutely amazing.
There you go. I heard the pre-whistle during Turbo's thing, and then Coach comes in with the full whistle. Guys, you know what that means. It's time to get a little workout break in. So one things we like to say is you got to have a healthy mind, healthy body, and a healthy portfolio. And so that being said, let's take care of those healthy bodies right now. Remember, these micro workouts, they work. and there is scientific evidence behind this. If you guys want some of that scientific evidence, make sure that you meet us down in Miami for Art Basel. Turbo will be there delivering that scientific evidence that I was talking about, so that you guys can be well informed onto these micro workouts. So time to get up, get your blood pumping, get your heart rate going. And what do we got here? Man, I really have to load some more music into here. That would be probably the best move. Here we go. Here we go. Here's our guy Nessie.
I'd usually be the one to go for some pudding, but I really like the sauce.
I can't take you serious till that deposit come. I can't come to your event if you ain't dropping none. I can't claim you bought the fam if you ain't propping up. I can't say you bought the plan unless you really copping some. I can't, bitch, I can't. I can't whip it if there ain't a ceiling missing. I can't dig it if there ain't no feels up in it. I can't kick it if my twins ain't holding millions, bitch, I can't. Bitch, I can't, bitch. I can't come outside and waste no time, I gotta play it safe. I can't give you motion if your head ain't trying to stay in place. Pray it's in this will, cause it's the only hope of saving grace, okay? I can't, bitch, I can't. Playing in the field, but even so can't get these things erased.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Woo, man.
Well, did you do your car Kegels there, Turbo?
Yeah. Actually, I did a two for today, bro. I did. I also was bobbing my head at the same time, so I was working my neck muscles and my Kegel muscles at the same doggone time.
Necks and
that's
Kegels,
what I'm talking about. You know, I was like thinking, man, I'm like, you know, like the music came through great. It sounded nice on the speakers. You know what I'm saying? And I was like thinking, I'm like, man, even if someone didn't get up, right? Like, even if you didn't get up and like stretch, or you didn't do a push up, or you know what I mean? Like, you didn't do something, at least you had the opportunity to take a chance to do it, right? Because it's really up to you. You know what I mean? It's like everything that we're doing in this life, like you have that once in a lifetime chance 1 billion times a day. It's up to you if you want to get up and actually do the push up. And when you do one, right, then you can do a second and a third. And I used to always tell my ladies, I said, because I owned it all women. And I tell my ladies, I say, look, you want to be able to do a push-up because when you fall down, that's how you get back up.
Yep.
And if nothing else, you know what I'm saying, be able to push yourself up off the ground and get back on your feet.
Facts, man. You fall off the horse, you get back on the horse.
That's right. You have to and you have to be able to heave yourself up on that horse, right? And if there's a lot of you, there's going to take a lot more heaving. So you're going to have to get some strength to your heave. I was going to tell you, I have noticed a major improvement in my overall stamina, but also in my whole body feeling for the last, 3 or 4 weeks. I've been doing these little micro workouts with you guys, and I'm going to keep it G-rated. And I'm going to tell you that if I miss a day, I'm like, oh, I missed the guys. I gotta work it out. So I do squats and lunges while I'm listening and while I'm doing. And then in the shower, I do like kettlebell, quote, movements. And I can tell it's huge. It's a huge difference, huge improvement. And my whole body feels better. And the whole time I'm like, dang it, Turbo. That's all I can think about is like freaking heck. But it's good, right? It's good. I love it. So don't knock the small. It's just like in crypto, right? The $5, all those little $5, they add up.
That is absolutely factual. That is absolutely Frank. We'll bring you back on up here. Yeah, no, I listen. I'm a firm believer in all that. I'm having fun with with our little workouts, our micro workouts, as we like to call them. What you got for us, Mike?
Yeah, so I threw out a post yesterday on Twitter. I still call Twitter. So basically, with Big Time, like prices went up yesterday to like 98 cents US. Last gaming space that we did, it was 19 cents. So quickly, the new player got priced out super fast. Mm-hmm. And people that are free to play got priced out super fast. So I could put a post out yesterday talking about it's great for the people that got in early, which is fantastic. I know me being one of those people, but like the people getting into these games, like they're priced out so fast, like they're going to lose interest. Like what's the incentive to play? And I was reminded of like League of Legends. Like I can play for free. I can get any skin in the game just by winning games, grinding it out on my account and buying those skins with the in-game currency. where I don't feel like in big time, and I hope other Web3 games start to adapt this, where we got to focus on gameplay and we got to make it feel like the free-to-play player does have a path to earn, actually it's validating to going into the game and engaging to play. Because if you're not gonna, if the free-to-play player is not going to be able to get access to the economy in the game, then the gameplay and the lore needs to be really good to keep them engaged.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's been that I believe has been kind of one of the biggest gripes the whole time, is that the games just suck. Nothing's been fun. Now there are game developers that are putting stuff out that people do enjoy, and we've all want to play a part of. But I think when we did the Meta Money channel, like we played some game called what was it called? Like B-Coin, Bomber Coin or something like that. I don't know. It was like some reskin of some other game. I think it was on the BNB chain, if I'm not mistaken. Bomb was the token. I don't know, something like that. I'm having a hard time remember, but it was just a shitty a very rudimentary DeFi farm. Bomberman, I think, was the reskin. Right, and I forget what it was. Bitcoin was the token, the crypto that was associated with it, whatever. But it's basically just a very rudimentary, DeFi yield game, and I think that's the one thing that we've seen is that there are underlying conditions to some of these games that affect the gameplay, and whether it's it is farming, so then you've got timed releases on things or whatever, that slows people or hinders them from being able to just go and continue and complete missions and earn. And so gameplay has always been one of those things that I think has been one of the downfalls for the Web3 gaming ecosystem. But as far as people who want to invest in some of the coins, though, the opportunities are still there, because while the game develops and speculation and all that stuff, that's where you've got opportunities. And so that's why this is a great ecosystem. It's a two-prong approach. You can make money on the coin specifically, and you can also make money by playing the games.
Yeah, I was playing, Big Time is nice. It's visually looks amazing, but it's very repetitive, and you're hitting the same things over and over and over. At some point, that's going to get stale. Yeah. And then there's another game I'm playing, Phantom Galaxies, which is like a space game, kind of like Star Atlas, very similar, but it's story-based. It actually has voice actors doing the voices, so you don't have to read stuff, because it's 2023, nobody wants to read anymore. Everybody wants to hear. It's they want to feel like it's a movie. So it's very story-based. You got missions to do, and they're talking to you on the radio when you're in the spaceship and all that. That's more engaging for me.
Facts.
Well,
that would be better. And then AI. Go ahead, Turbo. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, the problem is that we've already, in the gaming world, we've already been through this, right? If we look at Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, doggone Full Metal Jacket, or whatever, I can't think of the name. Doggone, what is it, 7? You know what I'm talking about? What is it?
Full Metal Alchemist?
No, the game where they had the full cinema when you played through. It was like a remake. It came out on the PlayStation 3, and it was
Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7 was Final Fantasy 7, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite game.
Now imagine, though, if the first time you got to experience that game was in the Web3 world, right? Where that was this was the kind of the beginning, right? As the games are advancing, it was more movie based. It was, I think it would be a lot, would have been way better now versus then, in our adoption. But in the gaming world, we've already been through that. We've already seen that. We've done the run around arcade style, hit the same person over and over again. That nostalgia has come and gone, in my opinion. And so that's where the issue is in not being able to create a AAA game overnight. That's where we're stuck at, right? These are the games that are going to have to be created for the time being.
This is where I think these companies, as they make money, they need to start hiring people that have experience in these fields, that are from successful gaming platforms. I know Shrapnel has a lot of people from Microsoft, EA. They have a good AAA team. So again, it's a shooter, so it's supposed to be repetitive, right? But this is where you get start going in the Web 2 and crashing these two together, because you need to get it started with your VC funding or however you fund it, and then you start hiring the professionals so you have longevity.
I mean, absolutely. It's all, the marketing. Now, I think a lot of the problems that we have had, though, are the fact that, we were in a down market, where attention is I mean, I think historically low, specifically through the bear markets, right? And so that will, you know, be a problem regardless if games were even fun or not. But as we approach into the bull market, I mean, I think that then becomes a completely different story. I think, you know, even shitty games are going to have an opportunity to, you know, come into the market and get some, I don't want to say market share, but at least get some good attention, because that's just what happens. I mean, you see bullshit tokens, bullshit NFTs, it'll be bullshit games. You know, they get attention during the bull runs because there's just that much attention that comes into the ecosystem.
I gotta bring up something that came across my yesterday and the day before, you know, in the last 36 hours or so. There's a game called Ape Stars or whatever it's calling themselves, and it's a total scam. They try to get you in the Discord and tell you to download the game to your computer, and there's no game. It literally siphons everything off of your hard drive and out of your wallets. It just is a drainer. And it looks like it's good. It looks like it's, you know, all built in. They've got a really cool trailer. They've got all of this stuff, and it looks legitimate, but it's totally not. And I was talking to them, and their comments didn't answer match the questions. And so as the bull starts picking back up and people start coming back into the NFT side, and people are a little bit flush because, you know, they bought something at 9 millionth of a penny, and it went to, you know, 1,000th of a penny, and now they're like super crypto rich. Be careful, because if you haven't heard of them, or you didn't come across them from someone that you trust and appreciate and value their opinion, you could wind up getting drained. And that one is is a hard drive drainer. So be extra careful about it. Yeah, like, seriously,
be careful. Yeah, that's also another thing, like, you know, that, you know, people have to pay attention, because that was, I think, one of the biggest things that we saw in the gaming sector, the metaverse sector, like in the last run, right, was, you know, people coming out, you know, going to a studio, spending like $30,000-$50,000 on a trailer for a game that they never had an intention of putting out, right? It was just to get you to buy into this, and their hopes and dreams was that they were going to make millions off of this this offering that only cost them, you know, maybe $50,000 or whatever. And so, I mean, that's something that unfortunately it was prevalent. It will probably be prevalent. So yeah, that just goes back to making sure you're doing your research. Don't just throw darts at things hoping for the best. I know that, like, it becomes appealing and that's what happens, but you know, try to mitigate those losses. Let's go Frank and then Seven.
Oh, word. I was expecting you to take Seven. Oh, go ahead, Seven. I feel like you know, it's co-host. I appreciate you. Appreciate you saying so. I was just waiting. Okay. All right, bet. So yeah, no, that was a great point, Mama Bear, and that kind of brings me to my point here, is that I really got trust issues. There's a great. I'm not a big fan of trust issues, right? I believe people should look in the mirror and work on themselves. But in this space in Web3, I'm a big fan of trust issues. I'm just going to be frank about it, because that's what's been keeping.
We don't trust.
Yeah, that's what's been keeping me safe. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that game looks super dope, Mama Bear, and I ain't even pay it no mind, because I'm just going to be frank about it. When it comes to Web3 gaming and stuff like that, I already know Epic Games and Rockstar, those are going to be, you know, probably still remain the biggest moving forward. And especially Epic Games. Those two companies, they're everlasting in my opinion. And that's why I'm just going to be late to it, because I'm not going to trust it until I see names I recognize where I've been playing those games and I've trust those companies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to be late to the game, and I already know that. I take it. I accept it. I don't care. It's just how I'm going to be safe until I see the names enter the space that I recognize, that I'm familiar with. I'm just not going to be playing these games. I'm sorry.
Do you think you know, a name that you recognize, Atari? They've got a token. I think, what's his name, Fred Schwana, or I think he was part of that. I don't know if he still is, when Atari launched as like a token, with, I think, all the full IP from, you know, the original company. That token right now, I mean, is obviously that, you know, Atari people know it's nostalgic. It's, you know, gaming culture, all that stuff. Is that something? Does anybody see coming back? I mean, it's not ranked very high. It's sub penny. It's 1/10 of a penny. You know, it had a good run back, you know, back in the bull run of 2021. So like, I mean, what is something like that? What do you guys think about that? Like, again, it's a name, you know. Oh shit, look who's in the building. Dougie Fresh, Dougie Hype.
Cake. How
Yeah, that wasn't me, Doug. Just so you know, that was my co-host. He is trained.
I was trying to bring somebody up. It's all.
No. There is no need to apologize there. That's what happens when you come in shouting "cake" in a pizza environment.
Cake.
Yeah. It's like fighting words, man. How are you? What's going on with you?
I saw you doing a pizza party at Basel, so I had to like come in and completely destroy everything you are doing, and just rain down hellfire of cake. You know, mostly like invited, delicious cake though.
Bring cake. You're invited, but you're gonna need
to.
Oh,
bring that's very kind of you, sir.
I'm really scared of Doug when he gets
warming up to me now.
He's gonna like start throwing little like cake parties where it actually rains little tiny pieces of cake.
Can we get like
I do that 24/7.
You know, they have the T-shirt cannon. You just shoot out little cake bite slices.
Yeah, oh, man. It's not funny. It's what I do for a living. Okay. Well, I have a cannon. I shoot the cake pieces. People open their mouths.
Let me ask you a question, Doug. Doug, have you ever performed?
I know, Doug, when you go upstairs.
Have you ever performed at a birthday party where you popped out of a cake?
Yeah, all the time. In fact, like popping out of a cake is like literally what I do like every weekend. So, like there's they wheel it in on the wheel things, and then it goes poof, and then I pop out. That's part of the reason that you don't see me around. I'm busy, man. Like I got a big full-time job being the king of cake.
Is that what the king of cake? Huh? I thought it was the cake gigolo, but the king of cake is actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. Also, the cake gigolo at nighttime though. Stations, not during the daytime.
The after hours cake sesh.
Hey, you know what I was just thinking? Jay Chains, Twitter needs to do. I'm sitting up here looking at the space, right? And then in the space in the upper left hand corner, I got you like in this little mini box. And I'm like, why don't they, when you broadcast, they allow you to just put the box in the middle of the space, like at the top of the space, so you can actually see the host for the broadcast. I was just thinking about that. I was like, that would be pretty fucking dope.
That would be nice. I'm pretty sure there'll be some crazy integrations that come to, you know, now that they know that people utilize space like crazy, and that, you know, the whole video kind of thing is taking off as well. I guarantee, I can almost guarantee you there's something going on in the background that is going to, you know, the next iteration is going to be out of this world. I hope, at least. That's what I hope.
Hey, did you know that it's Web3 Gaming Wednesday today?
Yeah, I'm glad that I did know that. I mean, just because it's Wednesday, that's all, you know, that's
look.
And it totally was an awesome question before we got distracted by cake. And I believe it was something about Atari. And if you repeat it for me, maybe I could give you an answer based off of intuition, because I don't know much about it, but I think I have a very good intuitive answer if you just repeat your question again.
Absolutely, because we were talking about nostalgic. And I think that was the whole thing, was, you know, somehow it was the big names, because we're talking about, you were saying kind of reserved for when Rockstar and Epic come in. I believe it was Rockstar, maybe that was not the right one, but looking at
Rockstar and Epic Games, and you were talking about Atari, and you said Atari did really well in 2021, and you were talking about nostalgia. So I think what's going to have to happen is you're going to have to see a couple of these good companies like Rockstar, Epic Games, you know, these ones that people are household names, let's just say it like that, right? And you're going to have to see those come in and do really good, and see the kids get really excited about it before you really start seeing the nostalgic ones pop off like Atari.
Yeah,
I know, but I think Atari's gonna pop really well because
did that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but now here's the deal. Now Atari's got 1.9 billion tokens on the max supply. 1.5 of them are in circulation, so that's good. It's only a $1.8 million market cap.
Atari has a whole plot of land in the sandbox, and I think they have a game in the sandbox as well.
Yeah, ATRI, the token ticker. Man, this is
really interesting that you guys are talking about Atari. Is there like a reason that you're talking about Atari?
Well,
they've been
it's GameFi.
It's Web3 Gaming Wednesday. Jay, can you hear Seven?
Did
you hear him?
Seven, go ahead and talk if you can hear me.
What's up, buddy?
Yes, I can hear him. Was I talking over him?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, both of you guys were talking at the same time. I didn't know like if you could hear him.
Oh no, I don't think I could. If I was, I apologize. I don't mean to be rude.
7.
I'm gonna shift the conversation. So I don't want to shift it yet. I think this is a really awesome thing to talk about. Atari is like building in the sandbox. I think they're gonna come out with something like really, really cool in the sandbox. Like all the games will have their own like land kind of thing. I think that's what they're focusing on right now in the Web3 world anyway.
Yes. I will walk that back a little bit, Mama Bear. I will walk that back a little bit. I did hear the start of your comment there, and I had to think about like the spaces I'm in, right? And I'm like, well, you know what? I am in Web3, surrounded by a bunch of people who grew up with Atari. So they, that is.
So even, you could even see this as, obviously, people on the older side of the range here would get into it as a nostalgic thing. But also, if you've got kids who are, of the age that are investing and you saw this, I think, that would pique your interest, right? You're like, oh, that's if you were like an older person with older children, maybe, I don't know. That's
so are you just looking at this from the perspective of NFT holders? Like, do you guys actually play Web3 games?
I'm looking at this as right now we're looking at this as the side of like investing in coins as we get into a bull run. So like now I understand that, like, Doug, you are the Web3 gaming guy. You like to play games. I like to invest. I don't have time to sit and play video games. That's just not part of my daily function. But what I like to do,
play so many video games.
Yeah, like 7 to other people do. I just have too much stuff going on. But what I like to do, because I know gaming is going to be a big part of our ecosystem and what brings people into the whole blockchain sector, right? And so as an investor, I like to look where opportunities are. And so like looking at this Atari coin at 1/10 of a penny at a $1.8 million market cap, like that's prime for the picking as we lead into a bull run, because you could see this thing very easily get to $100 million market cap, which means you're going to 10x your money right there. Like that's what we're talking about. We're looking for opportunities to make money in the bull run.
I would love it if you made like some tweet about like your top coins from your perspective, because like everybody has their different perspective in Web3 gaming, and like yours is like a very distinct one from that one. I've never once even heard anyone think about things that way, and it's cool to have different perspectives. Everyone is a different way of looking at it. And I mean, I have a million things to say about Web3 gaming or whatever, but it's really cool to hear what your perspective is.
Hell yeah, man! I know that you've got your ear to the pulse. And actually, so let me ask you, because like we both know Grady very well, and I know that he's balls deep in DeFi Kingdom, so he's got to be pretty happy today, knowing that things like 50% up. Do you know what caused that?
Yeah, I do. It's literally because all the prognosticators like George and Crypto Crow started talking about DeFi Kingdoms. And the reason that happened is because DeFi Kingdoms brought on George as an advisor from being on their show with like Next Crypto Gem and stuff.
Yep.
It's because of markets. It's because the market people that just pay attention to coins started jumping in to purchase the coins because they saw well-known people like that have a huge following talk about it.
Yep.
And that just started action happening. It had nothing to do with anything the game's actually really doing or what, even though they're doing cool stuff, but that's all market action. It has nothing. It's not like gamers going in to buy the coin. It's market people.
Yeah, no, that's marketing 101 right there. Where the heck did I see it? Because I wanted to look at this one. I'll tell you what, like, even though this thing is already ripped today, like you're coming in at market cap 753, and I look at CoinGecko. I'm not using CoinMarketCap, but with a $24 million market cap. I mean, that's even that same kind of thing, Doug, from like an investor standpoint, like knowing that, if you've seen this thing, and I would love to see what the market cap growth looked like. Here we go. That's 24 hours. Let's go max. It doesn't look any different than the other chart, but I would venture to say that, because of what I know about DeFi Kingdoms, from, like what Grady had told me, where literally it's like, what do you like about blockchain, right? Do you like to yield farm? You can do it. Do you like NFTs? You can do it. Do you like coins? You can do it. Do you like to play a game? You can do it. Like, it literally has everything for, you know, every part of why you would want to be in crypto. And so, like, I like, as an investor, I see a massive potential that, you know, if you start to get more people to give exposure to DeFi kingdoms, like, that $24 million becomes $250 million very fast. And then, you know, again, you have 10 extra money there.
And
Well,
that might
you know why?
happen possibly, but like, I think the things that we want to look at a little bit more than that is stuff like Big Time that's popping off, because that's a game that people can easily access and actually play. Just jump in and be like, hey, here's an MMO. DeFi Kingdoms is very much like you have to put a lot of time and work into it and be like a super nerd, which I love and think is great. But like, and who knows, it could pop off like crazy. You'd never know. But I mean, I could talk for 8 hours about this, but Big Time, there's so many examples of ways that things can be successful that make sense from the Web2 perspective, and how people can easily just jump in and, like, you know, be part of it, continue that juice going.
Yeah, Frank and Seven, I'll get you guys in a second. I got one more question for Doug. This was something that we were talking about before you popped in, and so I think this might play into maybe what you were just saying. So let me get your opinion on this. Grand Theft Auto trailer just came out. Everybody's freaking out over it. Super excited. But you know, with 2025 being the target release, I think somebody was saying, I think Seven was saying maybe April 1st of 2025. That puts us prime into the possibly the peak or somewhere around there of this next bull run that we're getting into. And if there is crypto integration, you know, all bets are off at like what happens here. Is this the solution that Web3 gaming needs? Or, you know, like you said, you know, overtime, big time, overtime, whatever it was, shrapnel, all these things that are getting hype right now. What is better for Web3 gaming? Is it Grand Theft Auto to integrate with Polygon, which we know, and bring, you know, blockchain to the masses through gaming, or is it going to be through these smaller studios?
So that's a really good question, because often when we have these really awesome questions, when we have these big giants of, like, you know, Web3 gaming and stuff, things happening, and we're curious about them, there's often like more truth to it than like this meets the eye. So like I just was hanging out with like Ronan Chain and Binance's head of whatever's was talking about, saying that, you know, within 2 years, like Web3 is just going to be mass adopted in gaming. It's just going to be part of like our everyday thing, right? Within 2 years. And that means that, like, it could be in 1 year, it could be in 2 years, somewhere within that range, right? And what she's saying is that, like, you know, regardless of whatever you think is going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, there's the reason that it's going to happen is because there's a merger happening on both sides, moving towards the middle. Web 2 is integrating a little bit more Web 3 stuff. Like, almost all the major studios are at least investigating and putting blockchain in there somewhere in some fashion in some of their games. And Web 3, we're moving towards Web 2, where our games like Shrapnel and all this stuff coming out are looking way more like Web 2 games, and not only looking like them and feeling like them, but integrating the smart moves and the marketing moves that that Web 2 games have too, like user created maps and events, and using like you know, well-known streamers and Twitch people, just so it, like, when people come into that ecosystem around it, it looks exactly like fucking Web 2, like, and not just the typical ways, in being innovative and understanding the future of how to retain actual users, right? Which is what Web3 has been terrible about usually. So we have these two things converging towards each other, and eventually everything is just going to blur. No one's going to even think or give a fuck about anything. And the timing of Grand Theft Auto coming out in 2025 to me means that, like, even if they don't plan on having Web3 in the game, by then they are going to have to heavily think about it. They're going to have to, like, potentially change their course and implement it possibly. They've taken forever to make that game. Change the actual time in development's been like, I don't know, 8-10 years or some crazy amount, right? So they're probably not going to make some last minute rash moves of like, oh, all of a sudden Web3s and NFTs are in the game. But the amount of time we have left until it releases, there's definitely a chance that they add it. And yes, if Rockstar Games puts NFTs in their game, it'll fucking blow up like fucking crazy. That game even though it's old as hell, is still one of the top stream games in the world. Completely nuts, right?
Yep.
And we need to really heavily look at Web 2 success and what keeps games like Grand Theft Auto like relevant even now into what we're doing in Web 3, because we've normally been token gating and doing all the things as hard as we can to make ourselves different than Web 2. But we need to all merge together. Like, it just has to happen.
I love this. And speaking, and Frank 17, we'll get to you in 1 second. I think what we should do is I've been considering adding in an afternoon stream that will happen sometime in January. And so I think, Doug, what would probably be good is to make sure that we make one of those days a focus of gaming, right? And bring people in and from these different perspectives, like you from a gamer, and from the other perspectives that you have, from me as looking at just at investing purposes in coins, and other people from that want to participate in this. And let's make this something that that we can really dive into, because I love what you just said, and we all have different perspectives, and we're looking at these things from different angles, and this way we're not missing anything, man. Let's collaborate more on this. I'm a fan of this.
Oh, the only caveat I have is to make sure you introduce me as Doug Hype, the host of the hottest Web3 gaming show in the universe, because the best part about that title, J Chains, is that it's not true. I have the second hottest show in Web3 gaming.
Can we add expert onto there for you too, just so that
yeah. Whatever you want to add on to that, but if you add logs, you just say the hottest whatever thing, just so people go like, huh, that seems important, then it'd be great.
But what nobody knows, except for the people who are in this room, is that the hottest means, now if you've never met Doug in real life, he wears a fur coat everywhere, even when it's hot outside. And so the hottest means the internal temperature from inside that coat. Certainly not his amazing good looks.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point, is that there's many layers of truth built into all of our humor and our communication, J Chains, and that is why you're a genius.
I love you, Doug. It's good to have you here, man. I know it's early for you. Doug. Appreciate you.
And also, just FYI, AI Love is the person that makes me laugh the most, J Chains. I don't know what he's doing or what drugs he's on, but I want some. And big hugs to AI Love.
You're going to be in Miami, so make sure you come to the house.
Doug swinging by.
Yeah.
I'm only showing up for you, AI Love. That's it.
Hey man, listen. I'm trying to tell you, man.
You're not the expert host I thought you were. Get off.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna convert you over to the cult of pizza.
Yes, that's it.
All right, now we're no longer friends. It's fine.
I love it. Frank, what you got, man?
Yeah, and to kind of wrap this all up, I got just a different perspective. You're talking about investing, he's talking about the gaming, and we just talk about the streamers, because this is another opportunity for the streamers. And you were talking about, what was your question to Doug a few minutes ago? You said something about who's going to be first, right? Yeah. Who's going to be first? And my question is, who's going to be first to the streamers? Because whoever's first to the streamers, one, they're going to make the big money, right? The streamers are going to make the money for streaming it. Two, those people who have all those followers and those thousands, tens and thousands of followers on whatever platform, Twitch, Kick, you name it, you got it, TikTok, whatever. Then that's when you start seeing the people who want to play the games that they're following. So it's whoever gets to the streamers first is when you're going to see it. And you're not going to see it happen abruptly, right? You're going to see this just happen slowly in front of your face, and you're just not even going to realize it happens. It's just going to be like, oh shit, this is it. It's here now. Oh man, when did this happen?
Finally, J Chains, you have a smart guest, a smart panelist. B, Frank, you are literally speaking the truth, and I'll tell you exactly who's going to win that. There's two games right now that know exactly what the fuck they're doing, other than Big Time, to get streamers. There's actually a bunch of Web3 games doing a good job at it, but Shrapnel and Off the Grid are going to fucking destroy everyone in their path. A, because Shrapnel understands this completely. They're investing in streamers and content creators as we speak right now like crazy. And Off the Grid is making all the streamers freak the fuck out, and they're all just salivating to play the damn game. So, and because they're not allowing very many people to play it, but you're completely fucking correct. And Big Time also has got the streamers just going off. And there might be other games doing it too, because there's a lot of games coming out that look really fucking good. And when you can do this avalanche where because there's a lot of streamers in gaming. There's like 20% of gamers are like streaming on some level or content creating or tweeting about it. If you can get all them hyped about something, then you can get any fucking like big level content creator in the world excited about it. And then when they jump in, then it's fucking like gangbusters. Then all of a sudden it's just like your whole Twitter feed's full of it. And you're totally 100% correct. My whole show that I run, which is the hottest Web3 gaming show on the planet, literally is aimed at talking about content creation and why messaging and getting your community activated is the #1 most important thing a game should ever fucking do. So thank you for also promoting my show at the same time. You're very smart.
Love that. Doug, if you've got a link to your next show, make sure that you post it up under the nest so that
it is at the top. If anybody wishes to come, you're very welcome. And even though I make jokes and like act like I'm very rude, the whole point is that the #1 rule of Web3, J-Change, is to not be boring. Just FYI.
I love that. I love that. Don't be boring. All right, make sure.
NFT God said it, J-Change. NFT God said it on my show. Do you know NFT God's the most popular person on Twitter, J-Change?
NFT God, yeah. Isn't he? Yeah, he's, yes. Yeah, I do. I know who he is.
He's my new best friend, J-Change. Sorry, your job's been taken.
I know you got your hands up, but I just wanted to be frank with him. Hey, Doug, you know how Web3 is. You know what I'm saying? It's 24/7. And about 2 p.m. Eastern is about my nap time. So I sleep about maybe 2 hours out of 24. 2 p.m. Eastern is my nap time. So I might just have to rearrange my nap time sometimes and then show up. I hit the reminder for today's show. So we should be there. I might have to take my nap time around 4 p.m. today.
There you go. I'm gonna share a post too, Doug. I'm gonna come to your space because you came to mine. That's how it works. We should reciprocate. I
did not invite you, J-Change, and your pizza crew. Be careful.
Oh, we're coming.
Oh yeah,
we're coming,
dude,
Doug.
We are gonna crash this pizza.
We are
gonna crash
freaking coming right now.
Yeah, don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pizza pie.
I'm not going to be boring, Turbo. I just was going to say cake is great. Pizza is great. They can both coexist. However, I don't think the first person that activates their community is going to be the big winner. I think the one that gets it right as they activate their community is going to be the big winner. Cake.
We're going to find out.
You just said cake is the best.
Stop, Doug. Cake is not better than pizza. We all know that. 7-4K. I got, just so you guys know, I do have to run. I got a crazy day today, and I got to pack it all up and we're hitting the road at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So Seven's got the last hand of the day.
We got all day to talk tomorrow.
That's all day. That's exactly the case. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Exactly the case. We've got 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it's going to be of just talking. Lip, jaw,
just to wrap up the nostalgia.
Yep.
Just to wrap up the nostalgia. GameStop's earnings is today. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the best earnings ever. They're coming out with this thing called Player, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Web3 based gaming video Twitch killer situation that sits in your wallet. You will be able to play your games from your wallet, and it'll be epic games. It'll be Web2 games. It'll be everything under the sun. And I am super excited to see what they're doing. I just picked up a bunch of these dragons for the first metaverse that they dropped on their NFT marketplace. And I've been playing the hell out of this game called Looperlands, and it's like one of the funnest games I've ever played with other people. But yeah,
awesome.
Yo, and Jay,
yes,
I know we said one more hand, but just a real quick PSA. Yo, we will be having game night on Sunday at 6 p.m. down at Art Basel. If you guys know of any games, or if you own a game and you would like to be featured as a part of that, please reach out to us. We would definitely love to talk to you about that. And we have the pizza night on Friday with the movie. We're also doing our live shows starting at 9 a.m.
Are we gonna have Madden? Are we gonna have Madden there for me to just beat up on some people?
Yep.
I'll challenge people to like a full ETH at Madden, and I will destroy every single one.
What's the highest you've ever been ranked in Madden, J-Chains? Please, bro.
Number 1 worldwide in Madden, in like
I've been
world.
number 0 worldwide, so there.
Yeah, because you're not a winner. Zeros are not winners. Number 1 is winners. And so with that being said, I love you, Doug. That sounded more rude than it needed to be. But you guys have
no. You're starting to get it now, J-Chains. You're starting to really, really get it, I feel.
I love you.
No.
And we're gonna definitely have a pizza party, and not a cake party, just so you know. So, all right, guys.
Okay, so we gotta do pizza versus cake.
Yeah, that's probably the greatest.
The Madden Championship, pizzas versus cake. That's it.
All right. I got to roll. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and we will be back. Don't forget, AJ's at 10:30, Ben at 11:30. No afternoon show today, and then tomorrow for Web3 breakfast again. We'll be like all freaking day. So I got to make sure that I've got a phone charger ready because we're gonna go in epic. I hope that we have like enough to talk about. We will. We can just start playing like name that license plate if we need to. Anyway, all right, y'all.
It's gonna be great. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
I spy. Close it down. Have a great day. Be proactive, not reactive. Don't be late, J Chains. Y'all be safe.
Adios, amigos. We love you.